So there's two ways you can close these wholesale deals. Well, there are probably more than two ways, but two common ways you can close wholesale deals. One is a double close. Double close is when you and the seller, the property owner, you and the property owner have a purchase and sales agreement. This is like a regular contract, purchase sales agreement, right? That is called the A to B transaction, right? Which is going to be the first transaction that will take place in a double closing. And then you turn around and you have a B to C transaction, right? That's between you and the end buyer, right? So the first transaction, the A to B between you and the property owner, may be for 100,000. The second transaction between you and the end buyer may be for 150. So if you bought it, if you're on the contract in the A to B for 100,000 and you're in the contract in B to C for 150, there's $50,000 in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? So in your contract with the property owner, usually in these cash sales, the buyer is agreeing to pay for all closing costs and stuff like that. So in that A to B transaction, you paying for all the closing costs. You know what I'm saying? And then in the B to C transaction, a lot of times same way, the end buyer has agreed to pay all the closing costs, right? So you want to make $50,000, you'll make a little less because in the A to B, you pay the closing costs. Now, you have to make sure you have to check the title companies that you're using or the attorney's office that you're using to make sure they use what's called pass-through funding, or make sure they use the end buyer's fund in order to fund the first transaction. So, there are places that say, hey, we will not use the end buyer's fund. Like they won't use the funds from the B to C transaction to fund the A to B transaction, right? So, in my cases, what happens in my cases is that end buyer's money is used to fund the A to B transaction between me and the property owner, right? But like in some cases, the title company attorney's office won't do it, or in some states they won't do that. You got to bring money. You know what I'm saying? You got to bring money to the table. Now, if you have to bring money to the table, what you can do is you can go get some transactional funding or something like that and close the A to B, and then you'll do the B to C. You know what I'm saying? So there's still ways to do it. If you need transactional funding, I know some people that do it. You just hit me up on IG, and I'll get you the people that you can use for the transaction funding. But yeah, that's how the double closing work. And then the assignment contract is where you have the purchase and sales agreement between you and the property owner. And then what you do is you write up a contract assigning your position in that A to B contract. You assign your position to the end buyer, you know what I'm saying, for a fee. And that fee may be $5K, $10K, $15K. Usually the way it works is, let's say if you had that property between you and the property owner for $100,000, if you was going to sell it to the end buyer for $150, then you would assign them the property at a fee of $50,000, which means that they paying the $100,000 over here in the A B contract, but they paying the assignment fee of $50,000. You know what I'm saying? And that way you will make $50,000 because the fee is just straight up $50,000. You get $50,000 check. So that's why a lot of people like that assignment fee. No closing costs, no none of that stuff. Just give me my money. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of people like that. But yeah, that's kind of how it works. Those are the two common ways to close deals: the double closing and assignment contract.